In this video, we're going to talk about the issue of density and how that relates to the number of procedures a person might have in a hair transplant. We know that people don't notice hair loss until they've lost about 50%. How do we know that? Well, there were studies done in which researchers plucked hair on one half of a person's head and they had subjects come in and look at it. And those subjects really couldn't see a difference between the two halves until one side got below 50% of the density of the adjacent side. In other words, slightly more than 50% looks like 100%. Now, people going into a hair transplant practice many times expect to do the procedure once, one and done. And many hair transplant practices don't inform them otherwise because they're afraid of scaring them away with the cost. But they need to inform them. And here's why. There's a physiologic limit to how closely you can pack hair and get it to survive. If you overcrowd them, then the grafts don't get an adequate blood supply and they don't survive the transplant. And then what's the point of doing it? Here's the way we handle that at Samson. We tell people in consultation that plan on doing the procedure twice over your lifetime and you're going to end up being happy. You don't have to do two. You're not going to look like a work in progress with one. It will be natural. It just won't be as full as you might want it. Like all general rules, it's modified by conditions that you find in practice. For example, a person who has coarse hair or curly hair or light hair gets a fuller result than a person at the other end of that spectrum. Someone with fine, dark, straight hair doesn't get as full a result and is more likely to end up doing a second procedure than the other. So when researching hair transplants, keep this in mind. Plan on doing two procedures over your lifetime and you're going to be happy.